smile that makes the sun rise. You make it shine, but I can see that you don't realize, and that's what made me fall in love. 'Cause you got style, the way your body makes my heart beat sound. It's amazing all the time. You are the only thing I need in life. Oh, I want you. Can't you see? I want you. I believe, 'cause I want you. Here with me, I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna go crazy for love. I look at you, I know it's alright. You read my mind, but I can see that you don't realize, and that's what made me fall in love. 'Cause you got style, the way your body makes my heart beat sound. It's amazing all the time. You are the only thing I need in life. Oh, I want you. Can't you see? I want you. I believe, 'cause I want you. Here with me, I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna go crazy for love. I don't need another love. Yeah. We do this every day. We do this love for life. You got a smile that makes the sun rise. You make it shine, but I can see that you don't realize, and that's what made me fall in love. 'Cause you got style, the way your body makes my heart beat sound. It's amazing all the time. You are the only thing I need in life. Oh, I want you. Can't you see? I want you. I believe, 'cause I want you. Here with me, I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna go crazy for love.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome into the Sunday night staple. It is the Triple C Show, the Clubhouse Chaotic Chat. It's Sunday night. We're excited. We're live with the ladies and another incredible guest this evening. Can't wait to get things rolling. Make sure you do all the staples of the stream. Hit that like for us. Help us out. Let's get over triple digits. If you're not subscribed to the channel, help us out tonight. Give us a subs. We want you to come back. And if you're watching the replay, leave a comment. Let us know what you think. Throw out your thoughts, your questions, your ideas. Let us know. We would love to do that. Tonight is an awesome night as we welcome in a creator with 70,000 K on TikTok, 20,000 plus K on Instagram, and 22,000 plus over here on the show. It's Magical Hijinx. Demi is here to talk to the ladies, and I know we are all really excited about that. What a new intro. I'm very happy with that tonight. A lot of nice comments in the chat. Before we say anything, I do want to throw out two things. One, Katie Y, thank you for all the graphics that you created for the Triple C Show. We are grateful for that. And thank you to Chris Dadbuilds, who created our first intro that we had for the longest time until we tried to change things up a little bit. So hats off to Chris and Katie. Thank you both. Ladies, good to see you tonight. I'm going to let Angela write down names for a second and go to her last. Jen, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. That was a spectacular new intro.
I'm very, very happy with it. I thought it was exciting and we got it right. We finally got Tina in it. You know, I've been promising Tina for weeks. We're going to get you in it. You know, she kept blaming me saying, I'm Canadian. You're doing it against me. I said, no, it has nothing to do with that, but it is what it is. So, yep. Tina, how are you?
I'm doing great. Not in Canada. Proud American. Thank you very much.
We love our Canadian friends. So
that intro was fantastic, Jen. You killed it. Thank you so much for all the hard work you put into it. Yeah, I'm doing okay. It's Sunday. It's Sunday evening.
We'll talk about your reaction during the opening a little later.
What?
Oh, I could see your reaction. It was, I don't know what it was about, but it was something. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Huh?
I don't actually.
Now I'm curious.
We'll talk. Me too. I don't even know what's happening right now, but okay.
What did I miss?
Apparently,
That's-
I missed it too.
Yeah, you did miss it too. You did it
Apparently,
yourself.
we missed something.
Oh, I'll show you later after the stream. Miss Mitcher, how are you?
Good. I finally got some rest. So, after my travel adventures this week.
Well,
So,
we're glad you're back in. I'm glad you guys are here. Love out to Stephanie tonight. She checked in right before the stream. She wasn't feeling 100%, and I told her to take some rest. So, Steph, we'll see you next week. Wish you were here, and you know, a lot of love to you. By the way, your reaction, Tina, was to your kids. It was something your kids did. I was watching you watch on screen. Yeah. So just so you know. Yeah. So, she's still looking around the corner. So, all right, let's get with Miss Mitchell. Are you ready to say hello to some friends that are here in the chat?
I am just about caught up.
Okay, I'm gonna put my hand on.
All right.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go.
All right. All right. Are we ready? Okay. Let's welcome in Plymouth Rock, Vicky Gillespie, Jennifer Caruso, Fred O'Malley, Jared Reynolds, Anne, Debbie Burnfield, Shelby Spring Essence, Mar in Memphis, Cakes 2112, Monorail Mollie is also in chat as well as right up there. And what would a Triple C show be without Molly Small as well?
Cat burglar.
Zippity Doo Dog, Mike Beachman, KK, Dame Dystopia, Theme Park Giant, Oliver Garrett, Mandy Mary, Theo Sam Eagle, Spaceship Ears, Jason Thibodeau, Edgar Ascoli, Movie Maniac, Lila Rose, Chris S.,
Wow.
Roger Shue, Jill Watch, Ryan Rowe, Ace Snoopy, Dean the Turkey Lexter, Diz Nerd Herders, Fans of Green Bay Packers, Julie McAllen, Paul Engel, and I think Sebastian the Crab. That's Jeanette with 2 N's, 1 Y, and apparently now slashes.
Okay.
And Amy, AJC Magic TV.
Well, welcome in, friends. Good to see you all.
And still with Dave.
Go with Dave. All right, we are caught up. If we missed you or you come in a little bit after, we will make sure we get you throughout the show. A couple quick points of reference. Should also throw a shout out since I thank the others on the show. Thank you to Jeanette for helping us all the time with all the links for all of our guests. She does a great job helping us with that for the chat. We got a great guest coming in here in just a few minutes. We're going to talk about her. Make sure if you're brand new tonight, we're going to be dropping all of Demi's links for her socials, YouTube channel, for her Instagram, which is really strong. If you're a TikToker, she's exceptionally strong over on TikTok. She's got a podcast. All those links are being dropped in all throughout the night. So please hit that up for us. And if you're brand new to the ladies and to my channel, please, we do these interviews with interview number 82. We're not far from 100. Hit that subscribe up and hang out with us for a little bit. It would be great. Let's
Can I
start.
interject
Yes.
real quick?
Yeah.
Can I just say, mods, when you get a chance, check mod chat, please.
Check mod chat. Yes. Good point, Tina. All right. Let's get things going the right way here. And let's first go over to last week's recap. Jen, I believe you're going to, we had a great show last week.
Last week was a lot of fun. Last week on our show, we took a deep dive into the friend, chatter, and mod we know as Dame Dystopia.
Yep.
Dame shared some of her amazing and hilarious Disney moments with us, including some of her favorite collections and some of her biggest of life's influences. She additionally shared some new facts we didn't know before, like being law royalty, flying across the country in a super cool aircraft, and the beautiful story about her baby girl. Oh, we love that.
That was awesome.
And we can't forget about the tasty drink of the week that Dame shared with us, the Grand Marnier Orange Slush at La Vins de Chefs de France.
I've never had it, but it
Pardon
sounds
my
great.
French. I believe you have had it many times and sometimes multiples at once. Mods, please drop the link from the last show. It was a great show. Go back and watch if you haven't. And also leave a comment on the show. Last week's show, this week's show, all the shows. to let us know your thoughts. And you never know when there's going to be a prize.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Where are we going next?
Tina.
Oh, Miss Tina Marie.
Hey.
What are we doing, Miss Tina Marie?
We're going to talk about this week's guest.
Oh, yes.
This week's guest may be new to our local community, but she's already made a huge impact in the Disney social media world. You can find our guest on Instagram with over 20,000 followers, on TikTok, where she's built a community of 71,000 plus strong. And she's got a growing presence on Facebook as well. Her YouTube channel is all about theme parks, travel, and popular vacation destinations. She's there to open up your world and bring you along for the adventure. On her channel, she gives you her best tips and tricks, tours, honest reviews, and more, so you have the information you need and know how to get the most out of your trip.
Mm-hmm.
Success has followed to YouTube, where Miss Demi has already achieved 22,000 plus subscribers and over 4.6 million channel views. That's an accomplishment.
That's solid.
Joining us for the very first time in just a little bit on our channel will be Miss Demi from Magical Hijinx.
I'm loving it. A quick point of reference for anybody watching today. You know, we're always looking to find incredible guests for this show. Right now, we are locked up on bookings all the way into September. I've actually had to turn some people away, which is a beautiful thing that the show is growing such a way it is. But I also should throw out there that it's really special when you find someone and you don't expect it. And for the ladies, I was down at the one of the festivals earlier this year, and I was sitting there talking to another creator about different stuff that's going on at Disney, and all of a sudden this person started looking over my shoulder, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" He goes, "You listen to that person do this review on that food?" And I said, "No, I'm talking with you." He goes, "Well, stop talking to me for a minute. Listen to her." And we both kind of paused for a second, and just her flow. And it was an Instagram, I believe an Instagram that she was doing. And it was just informative. It was energetic. It was just what social media is supposed to be about. And the conversation he and I were having was about, there's so much out there that's not, you know, all that exuberance and the fun and the magic of Disney. And then I just went over and introduced myself, said, "Hey, you know, could I introduce myself?" And this is how we got to today. And I think we're bringing another great person into our community here. And I hope at the end of the interview, you guys have hit some buttons and given her a follow. And we've had a good time. So well, let's get our things started here with first checking with Miss Angela before I do some crazy questions. I know some friends have come in that you'd probably like to say hello to.
Yes, some more familiar names have popped into the chat, and some new names have popped into chat. Elisa Sluice, Debbie Thunert, Jeff Condon, Rob Law, Jonathan Chong, Mandy Adams, Daniel Berry Sports, and Tina Marie has decided, right over there, has decided to also join the chat as well.
I tried to chat with this big hand, but it was a mess. Yeah, so it doesn't work too well.
That's
right.
Stacy Rogers.
Hello, Stacy. Welcome in. If you are brand new, again, we got links going in through our guests throughout the chat from the moderators. Click on them, give them a follow, stay up to date. And again, if you're brand new to us, hit that sub today. We would love for you to come back. Let me do some fun questions before we get our guest in here. Everybody seems to enjoy those, especially me. Angela, oh, this is good. When I wrote this, I was laughing. If you could put one condiment inside your belly button, what would it be and why?
Okay, first off, I normally would not do this because why would anybody want to do this? However, I came up with a thought.
Okay.
I would probably do ketchup.
Okay. I like it.
As part of a whole Halloween type thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like scary, bloody. Okay, good.
There you go.
I was doing it because when you're laying in bed watching a video, you can get to your fries, dip your fries easier. But okay, I like that.
Okay, that's just gross. No. That's just gross.
All right.
Please don't ever say that again.
No.
Don't ever mention that ever again,
No.
please.
That'll be the first. That'll be the first topic tonight on Insomniacs. So ketchup in the belly button. All right,
I'll be late.
Jen, have you ever consumed so much alcohol that you passed out? # reminder your mom's watching.
I wish I could say yes, but I have to say no.
No. Okay.
I want to say yes. No, I guess I've always been able to control my consumption, and
I had it happen one time to me. I've never told this story. I was 15. I was 15. Ready? We had a Christmas party at the house. I didn't know. I had the punch bowls wrong as to which one was the adult, and which one was the kid. And I filled up this giant glass with the one that I thought was the kid's. And I'm like, oh, this is really good. And I drank it. And like, yeah. I don't know what was worse, the feeling of coming out of that or the lecture I got from my father afterwards. There's nothing worse than getting lectured when you're really hungover. So that happened. Anyway. All right. Things I think about that make me write questions, which include this. Tina, what 3 items might you purchase at the grocery store that would get strange looks from the cashier? What is your grouping that makes the cashier goes, what do you have going?
So wait, is this like a strictly grocery store or like a Walmart that has like everything?
Oh, Lord, I didn't realize you had to get detailed. Walmart for you.
Walmart.
What are you buying that the cashier goes, pardon me, ma'am? Do we need to contact someone for help?
I mean, you can go with the proverbial like zip ties, duct tape, and rope, but I mean, the me answer is going to be zip ties, condoms, and herbal tea.
Oh, Lord. At least you have a beverage where you're tying someone up. Good gosh.
It's the herbal tea that I think would throw them off.
Yeah, I think that would throw
The
them
other
off
two.
as well. Okay. All right. Well, they're always fun. Well, who knows what answers we'll get out of our fun 3 every time that we do that. I would think that you could get any kind of combination there that would make people laugh. That's something I had to do one night. I had to just bring people on the late night show and say, what are your 3 items that you'd buy to make people say wow, and see what everybody says. Might be an interesting show.
That
All right.
would be very interesting.
Yes. Tonight, we bring in someone who is new to our community, but God, I'm telling you, by the time you check out her content and realize all the stuff from New York to Florida being covered, her content is absolutely spectacular. And I've said it before in a couple channels, and I've been right. I've said it before in a couple channels, and they're on their path. I believe I'm right in saying it here too. This is a channel that is on their path to 100K on YouTube. I've watched her grow from where she's gotten since I've met her to where she is now. She's on that path and tracking. She's hitting her videos hard. Disney and Universal down there are realizing who she is, and it won't be long until she's doing media all the way around as well. Look for more to come. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the Triple C Show for the first time. It is Demi from Magical Hijinx. Welcome in.
Hi, thanks so much for having me.
Oh, it's our honor to sit and talk with you tonight. I know the ladies were excited when I told them about the potential to interview, and wow, this time went quick. We were talking a while back about, hey, well, we'll do it, and we have this date, and all of a sudden, here it was. So,
Yeah.
I'm excited you're here, and I know the chat is too. Everybody's saying hello in the chat. So let's turn it over to Jen, and let's get the interview rolling.
Well, welcome to the show, Demi. We're going to start off by asking if you can just share with us a short introduction about yourself so our viewers tonight can get to know you a little bit better.
Yeah, thanks guys again for having me. I'm so happy to be here. So I'm Demi, Magical Hijinx on everywhere, and I cover Disney, Universal theme parks all over the country, even the world, and themed entertainment, travel. I love it all. And the goal for me is to help you know exactly what to do if you are going to these destinations so that you feel 100% ready, you know what to expect, you know what's worth your money and your time.
Love it.
Yeah, that sounds great. We all have a story on how we arrived at the Disney YouTube community. Can you share your journey with us?
Yeah, so I'll take you back to 2020. And I don't know if you guys know, but in March of 2020, the world shut down. So I actually I've been working in theater since I was 17 years old at the time, and so at the time I was doing it for like 8 years or so, something like that. I don't know math. Actually, that doesn't sound right at all. I don't know. I was doing it for a long time, and we shut down. And I first started an Instagram account because I had just gone to Disney and I had just became ADHD, hyperfixated on it. And I found out people had all these like, Disney Instagram. So I was like, let's start with that. And I did that. And then I started the channel not too long afterwards because I was like, I want to like do something. And my channel actually started as doing overhead cooking videos of Disney food. And I was the Disney kitchen actually at first. And it was like Disney World food you can make at home. And then when they announced the park reopenings, I said to my husband, I think I'm going to go. And I was able to get an annual pass before they stopped selling annual passes.
Nice.
And and I like did all the safety measures, and I was, really careful. I was isolating from people for weeks. I was wearing like real N95 masks. Like I was doing it so right. And I went down there and I started covering the reopenings of Disney World, and it was amazing. It was like such an insane time, of course. And then after that first trip, I rebranded to Magical Hijinx, and I just started going down. First I was like every like few months or whatever, like creeping on down there. And then it kind of happened where like now I am going down, like I base my trips. I'm from New York based still, and I go down basically as much as I need to. And if there's like an event, like if there's like Flower and Garden Festival, I go down then and I do a lot of other videos and I batch film and I bring them home with me. And so that's how I focus. So sometimes I can be there like it's every like 6 weeks I go down, or sometimes it's like 2 weeks I'm there, like 10 days in between because I have to go back down for something. So it's like a crazy fun schedule, and it's like I'm like a super commuter, and it's like the best thing that has ever happened. My life has been I'm just so grateful for all of that for the last it's going to be 5 years in the summer, which is crazy. So
It's crazy. That is
very
crazy.
exciting.
Cool.
Wow. Yeah, that's great. I think, Angela, do you want to maybe give us the names of some friends who have come in?
Sure. So we'd like to welcome in Gloria Thibodeau, Robert Sprite, Kay Wilby, Katie Y, It's Me, David T, and Jordan's Disney Adventures.
Real quick, Angela, before you start, Debbie, do me a favor and drop Debbie Bernfeld, do me a favor and drop Demi's link for her YouTube channel into that chat. Guys, if you're liking what you're hearing and you're going to subscribe to her tonight, do me a favor. Just let us know in the chat. Hey, I just subscribed, and highlighting real quick, Movie Mania Nick, Demi has a great channel, everyone. Been sub for a while, very formative and fun. And Peter Salata, hey, everyone. Just wanted to say you have the best YouTubers as your guest tonight. Hi, Demi. Peter, make sure you're subscribed to my channel. Come on back. I love it. That's positivity. I'm all about that. I love that comment. Angela, go ahead.
Okay, so can you take us back to the beginning of your channel at 2020? And what inspired the channel? Has it grown into what you are today with the monthly trips, cruises, and even international park adventures?
Yeah, I mean, it was such a weird time, and I just like didn't know if I was ever going to work again, right? It was, we're live theater, and even like after the reopenings, like we didn't go back for months afterwards, and I just like didn't know anything else but Disney at the time, just Disney at the time, and my local places like Six Flags and the stuff like in the New York area, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I just was really hyper fixated. Like I took a trip back in 2016 for like the first time since I went when I was a kid at 4 years old. My mom took me. I don't know how. Nowadays, single mom, I don't know how she would have been able to do it, right? The prices. And then I didn't go back until 2016, and I only went for one day to Magic Kingdom, and we did everything wrong. Everything wrong. I went with my then boyfriend, now husband, and after that trip, I like became obsessed with like, I love this place and I want to come back here and I don't ever want to do it wrong again. And so that's when my hyperfixation kicked in, and I was like learning everything as much as I possibly could. And then we went back in 2019 and we did it's what's crazy to me is that I didn't go to all the 4 Disney parks until 2019, which is insane to me. It's insane to me when I think about it. And we did all the parks, and like we actually were there for like 2 weeks after Rise of the Resistance opened up. It was amazing to like experience that with like no spoilers. It was, oh my gosh, amazing. And we had the most amazing time. So I left that trip saying, I need to figure out how to get back here. So I kind of used it as an opportunity. Like I didn't know if I was gonna. I never even wanted to be on camera originally. Like when I first started everything, like I didn't put my face on Instagram. I didn't put my face on YouTube. I'm a theater person, but I'm not an actor. I'm a stage manager and like a like management person. So this was like a huge thing, and like it was really scary to like just start. And be on like there. And so it's just like, I know everyone always asks me like, oh, how do you like do it? Like, you just have to do it. You just have to like do it, get on there and just, I go back and I watch old things and it's rough, but like, you get it. You finally find your flow. And every time you do it, you get better and better. Right. And, I just loved being down there, even in the disgusting heat. In the like, this is my first like time down there, like multiple days in like July, and then we were masked up, and I was like, I still love it here. Like that's how much I love this park and how it's making me feel, and like all the ideas I have that I could help people, because I don't want 2016 me to be anybody else. I want to help people, and because I come from, like with a single mom and we didn't really have much, I know how important it is to know what you're spending your money on. And it's why honesty and like and being totally like upfront as possible and showing exactly what you're getting is so important to me, because especially now it's just not cheap at all. It's so expensive. Like every little thing, it adds up. So you want to know what you're spending your money on. And I'm really good about like knowing the difference of like, if it's like, if I'm trying like food or something, like I know the difference of like saying I like something versus it's made well, if I, you know what I mean? So I'm trying to be as like objective as possible and, do the best I can. And so when I figured out that I can kind of just like do this, keep going down, and my theater jobs kind of like came back and I could be remote, it was the best thing, obviously. So I was remote. I was still doing like social media for theater, and I could go down when I needed to. And like, and just like, and so then I started doing, planning my trips around big events. I always cover the first day of all events. So like Festival of the Arts and all the festivals, Not So Scary Halloween and Christmas party and any other thing that's going on that's like big or whatever. And then even if there's not anything, if there's like a big lapse of time in between, if I have time, I go down there and I make more things. I post twice a week on YouTube. It's a lot. And eventually I expanded out of Disney and into Universal and other places, and I love it. And what I can't believe I get to just do this. It's
Love
amazing.
It. Awesome. A lot of people subscribe.
Amazing.
And Angela, what's your next question?
So before your Disney YouTube journey began at 17, you started in the theater industry, even working with big names like Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Wow.
Can you share with our audience a bit of that chapter in your life and how those experiences shaped you?
Yeah. So I still keep my toes in. Obviously, this is kind of my main thing, and I still do some theatrical like social media on the side. But my and the one thing that I will continuously do for forever is I'm the stage manager for this group called the Skivvies, and where they like strip down songs, mash them together, and while they're stripped down in like their underwear. So it's like a gimmicky fun thing. But we have such incredible it's so fun.
Oh, time out. I gotta just say this. I always watch my show. I love this story. I'm watching the three of them up top, and the minute you told that story, all of them went, "Whoa! This interview got good just now."
It's nothing like sexual or anything. It's just fun and campy, and like we have even we do Rocky Horror every year, and it's the Rocky Horror Skivvy show, and it's on Spotify. You can hear it. Nick and Lauren, they're the two people that they're the Skivvies, and they're wonderful. And I got very lucky that I kind of connected with them very young, and I've been a part of them since the beginning in 2012. And so we do gigs all over, the city. We used to have like a residency at 54 Below. We still do Joe's Pub, and we still do our Rocky show every year. And then they go out of town and do things too. But because of that, I got to meet like a lot of people, and I made a lot of connections. And then I was also working in an off-Broadway theater when I was in college, and I made more connections, and I became a company manager of a production, like a Broadway production company for a while. And, it's in theater, like it's really like, who do you know? And you just keep making contacts is like so important. But, I worked really, really hard my whole life because I had to. So I was like in school. I was like lucky enough to even be going to school, and, actually working on shows in the school, working outside, and then, in other things. And I barely slept for majority of like my college years into like the first few years after. And but I loved it because I loved being around people who are creative, and I love being in that space. Like, even if even I was working on like the most low budget of things, it's so great to be, a part of the process. And
Right.
it's such a theater is a wonderful thing. And I really encourage people to see theater. We're a dying industry. And don't just see Broadway, but see off Broadway, see off Broadway. It's there's so many good things. And watch the Tony Awards on Sunday, June 6th.
There you go.
Because we're back at Radio City this year, which is amazing. And I just I think also it's like, even though I was never like a person on the stage, I have like natural like personality. And when you're like in with those kind of personalities and my type of personalities, like you riff and you find all of like yourself. So I really like became myself once I
Right.
started like, being in the space. And it was, and I as much as I can still do now, because I want to always keep my toes in there and, keep my contacts. Like I love love being able to do it. And
That's awesome.
yeah.
That's good stuff.
Yeah.
And Angela, before we
Yeah.
jump over to Tina, because I know she's excited and ready to go with her part of the show, do we have anybody new we want to say hi to real quick?
Yes, we do. Aliens wear green hats. Yeah, Darla. Disney or Dave's Disney Dreams. Peter Scala. Jenkins Gaming, Surf Bomb, and Max Webster.
Welcome in. Great job, Angela. Just to remind everybody, we're dropping all of Demi's links in throughout the night. Make sure you're following over on Instagram and TikTok. Those are two of her bigger ones over there. And of course, here on YouTube, if you're not following, we've had a lot of people in the chat already say, "Hey, I subscribed tonight." Thank you for doing that. Please continue to do that. If you do, we'll highlight your name around. And if you're brand new to us tonight, coming over from Demi's side, or you found us on the share out, we shared out to 45 different social media locations this morning. If you're brand new to us for the first time here or on the replay, follow Demi, follow us here on YouTube. We'd love for you to come back. Miss Tina Marie, your time.
Okay, so I hate to change the subject of being stage crew. I have a daughter that has did stage crew and another one that does theater, and so I could talk to you about this till the cows come home. But it's my job to switch gears a little bit. I want to talk to you just a little bit outside of YouTube for a second. You're active across multiple platforms, from Instagram and TikTok to your YouTube channel. But I'd like to know, what challenges come with managing content on so many fronts, and what rewards have you seen from building such a widespread presence?
It's so hard to do all of the content and do it yourself, especially when I post twice a week on YouTube, because YouTube is my baby, right? Like my channel is my everything. But I love my social media presence because, Instagram is so difficult to like be seen. It's just like a very different type of platform. But when you are and you get those followers, you really build community. Like, I love doing stories because I really get to like, I feel like I get to just like be with everyone almost like in real life. Like, it just feels very intimate. And I really love that. And I've like talked to so many people. I'm really good about like answering DMs, because if you took the time to like comment on my thing, I'm going to comment back. If you took the time to like say something, I'm going to like, as long as it's nice, I'm going to respond. And it just means a lot that people want to see what I'm doing. And then TikTok, like, I remember like when TikTok came out and I was like, I'm not gonna do TikTok. I love TikTok so much. It's like such a fun place for me though. Like I try to do, it's really hard for me to try to do like the YouTube content that I do, which is like, really like it's fun and informative, and it's a lot of like, things. And it's really hard for me to try to duplicate that on those other apps, because it's just so much work, right? So what TikTok ends up being like, it's just like a place of like silliness, and I love it. Like, so like even if it's like taking me time to like edit a thing, like it's like probably something silly. Like sometimes I'll post like, informative things, or like, shout out, I'll, try to shout out the YouTube, because how hard that is to like algorithm that, right?
Yeah.
And, but it has helped. Like, I have cross promoted like a lot, and it does bring people over. And that's, to me, that's like the main goal, obviously, is to bring people onto my YouTube channel.
Love it.
But, yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. And it's just, but it's just a fun place. And, and like what I love about TikTok is, YouTube is so hard, because, you can make the best video, but if nobody clicks on you, no one's going to see it, right? You have to make sure that your SEO is right, that your thumbnail is great, that everyone clicks on you, that they watch through, that they like, they comment, right? TikTok, like you're scrolling and all of a sudden you could just be on somebody's page. You don't have to edit one thing. Like you could just be talking, and people will follow you. People will like you. People will see you. People will see what you're doing. And, I love that, because it just makes me feel it's a place where I can just be very real. I'm a New Yorker. It's really hard for me to like not be so New York sometimes, where I know people maybe don't like vibe with my content because they think I'm being maybe too like honest or something, when I'm never being negative. Like that's the thing. I'm never being negative. I'm always being honest. And sometimes people find that intimidating. So, but on my TikTok, like, it's just like it's not like very it's very me. It's just like very like here's what's happening, here's how I feel, or like here's like a funny lip sync, and I love that. And then Instagram is like where all of my adventures kind of go. It's like Instagram is like it's like that's like the timeline of my life, and
there you go.
I love it.
Good stuff.
That's awesome. So your social media words are hot today. Your social media presence has expanded to include. I'm trying here, guys. You got to give me this one, Pete. Pock Peeps podcast.
I gave you this. I gave you this for a reason. I knew that New York accent would come out. But go ahead.
Boston. Thank you.
She lives in New York. She's staying in New York. The
Pock Peeps podcast. I love that.
This summer I will be back in New England, so I don't want to hear it. Not Canada, not New York, Boston. Okay.
I love the Boston accent so much.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So, all right. So the Pock Peeps okay, I need to try this again. Pock Peeps podcast. I can't even do it with a straight face. Which you co-host with entertainment journalist Joey Nofi. Am I saying that right? Nofi. Okay. That's right. I should know that. That's duh, Tina. Would you be so kind enough to share with us and our audience what the podcast is all about, and where it can be found, and how that collaboration came to be?
Yeah. So I own words now hard for me to get that.
It's contagious.
It's contagious. So the Pock Peeps podcast is a brand new podcast that we only started back in the very beginning of March. March 4th was our launch date. We post every Tuesday. It's an audio. It's we don't do like video. We post clips of videos onto our social medias, but it's audio, so you can find it streaming everywhere you listen to podcasts. So Apple, Spotify, YouTube, everywhere, Downcast. And so I met Joey over Instagram. We were following each other for a while, and then we met up at Halloween Horror Nights over at Universal. And, we just we've always been vibing online. We've vibed in person. Like we just became very like good friends. And I've always wanted to do a podcast. Like I felt wrong that like I was in all these spaces and I didn't have one, but I knew I didn't want to do one alone. And, you just have to like it finally just kind of like fell into place where he was like, hey, would you be interested in doing a podcast? And I was like, oh yeah. And it's great because Joey is he's a theme park enthusiast, but he's also like a roller coaster enthusiast, which like I love coasters, but like he's like the nerdy one where he knows all of the stuff and like the manufacture. Like he's so good at that. So like we talk a lot about that on the pod, and we kind of just like we get on there and we talk about like we come up with topics like, and we do our hot takes of the week, and we spill our park tea. Like we're very like it's a yap session, and we don't hold things back, and sometimes we'll bring in a guest to help talk about things. Like we had on our friend Jeremy Jarendell on recently, and we talked all about different like coasters because he's a coaster person too. So it's like we do a lot of Disney, we do a lot of Universal, we do parks all over the world. Like it's just so much fun. We try to like have like a structure, and then we kind of don't tell each other what we're gonna say so that we're actually having a conversation and we're like being surprised. And like so we get like I've learned so much already after we have 5 episodes out. Episode 6 will be out on Tuesday, and it's just so fun. It's just so fun to be able to do that, and it's great place too where it's like if I do something in the parks that I don't really have time maybe to explain on the channel, like I can kind of talk about it on the pod as well, and it's just it's so great, and yeah, happy to be doing it.
All you got to do, guys, is search the podcast name, which we've had it up there. I put the graphics up so that everybody can see it. I'll pull it up one more time. Just search Park Peeps Podcast on all your podcasting formats. I followed her just the other day myself. Looking forward to going back and listening to a couple of the past episodes. I wasn't even up that Demi was doing this, so I'm glad we can get this out there and share it a little bit more. That's
yeah,
awesome.
we kind of put it all together very quickly.
Awesome, great questions, Tina. I love it. It's time for beverage of the week. Let's do a little beverage of the week, and then we'll say hello. I know we had a couple other people that came in. Beverage of the week is always a fun segment we've been doing here for a while to find out what is the best beverage we can do. We always ask our guests, hey, what do you like? What beverage is your favorite when you go in the park? They can do non-alcoholic, they can do alcoholic, they can do whatever. Demi selected a great one. This one can be found all over the parks over in Galaxy's Edge. If you're out in Disneyland Resort, you can find it at Docking Bay 7. It's an interesting black calf cold brew that Disney has, where Vader's having one there. He's enjoying himself. Demi, tell me a little bit about why you love this one.
Oh, it's so good. It's Joffrey's cold brew with cream cheese, like foam frosting, and then Cocoa Puffs on top. They don't call it Cocoa Puffs though because of licensing, but and you can get it spiked. I prefer the non-spiked version because I'm a coffee person.
Okay.
And it's just so good. That creamy flavor on the top with the chocolate Cocoa Puff crunch is just everything. I tried recreating it at home. It did not go well. So it's like the only place, like whenever I go to Hollywood Studios, like I'm going to get me a black calf cold brew.
Right.
And Peter, she is the reason the black calf is at Hollywood Studios. So I'm not saying that I take credit for the black calf at Hollywood Studios, but I'm also not saying that because
I'm going to say that you are, because we've had this conversation before.
Yes. So for some reason, even though Galaxy's Edge in Disneyland and in Disney World are identical, like you could, if you know where the bathroom is in Galaxy's Edge in Disney World, it's the same place in Disneyland. It's crazy. Right. But for some reason, we did not have the black calf cold brew. And in 2022, in like April of 2022, I remember I made a video like that went very viral on TikTok that was like, why don't we have the black calf cold brew? What's going on here? Why don't we have it? It's ridiculous. And a month later, we had it. So again, like, I mean, I know, first of all, I know Disney watches my stuff. Because I actually have, I know you said it earlier, but I have been invited to a few things by Disney, and so I know they watch my stuff, and so I'm like, I think that they did, and I think they saw the demand because everybody was commenting like, yeah, why isn't this here? It's so
we're going with it.
Everyone's amazing. So
yeah.
But I won't officially say it, but like I'm not saying it.
I'm going to go with it, just because
that's awesome.
It sounds good to say that I know somebody that did something like that, so I'm going with it.
Okay.
So that's cool. So let me ask you. I'll start with Miss Minter. What do you think? Would you be all over this drink, or is this a no on your book?
Yeah, I will have to look this up when I'm there in May.
Okay, Angela's on it. Tina, what do you think?
That.
Are you into the cold brew black calf?
I'm not a coffee girl unless it's decaf and it's heavily flavored. So if it came decaf and heavily flavored, then maybe. But Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know if they do because it's like the they press it's like the premixed Joffrey's cold brew, so I'm not sure because it's not like a full Joffrey's, but it's at Katsaka's Kettle in Galaxy's Edge where you can get the popcorn too.
I love it.
It does. It looks really good.
It's so good.
Jen, yes or no?
Yes, I'd be all over this. I've never had it, but yes. Oh, yeah, I'd love to have it.
Love it, love it, love it. See,
I'm interested about the cream cheese foam, what that would taste like. That sounds very interesting to me. So,
yeah, it's kind of like if cheesecake was like frosting or like foamy frosting.
I don't even drink coffee, and I want one now.
It's really good.
I'm totally trying this now. I'm totally trying that. You've got me sold.
Okay, so here's my challenge to you ladies. When you're down at the parks this year and you try it, if you like it, you got to tag her on Instagram that you tried it with a picture.
Yes.
Let her know that she did that. So
yeah, anybody too that's in the chat. If you ever get it, tag me. I'll repost it because I love me my black calf cold brew.
Give her a follow over there on the Instagram. Again, I hope you see a lot of people subscribing to her channel tonight. Thank you so much for supporting our guest tonight. And if you're coming in new to our channel, hit us up tonight. We'd love for you to come back. We do the fun questions at the beginning where I put the ladies in a unique fashion. So they get to ask the questions to our guest. And although Angela has no desire to ask this question right now, Angela, I'm going to you.
He is correct. I have no desire to ask this question, but since I was asked this question, here we go.
Yeah.
If you could put one condiment in your belly button, what would it be and why?
I don't want to put anything in my belly button, but if I had to, it would be specifically the Wendy's honey mustard.
Oh,
because it's the best honey mustard, and I'm sure I can put it on most things.
There you go. That's a good answer. I like that.
Okay, I agree. I agree with you about the honey mustard.
Okay.
I would not put it in my belly button, but there we go.
Jen, over to you.
That's a terrible question, by the way. Could we never ask that question again?
Yeah.
Could we just mark that off as done and done? Okay. My question
we're retiring
is
that question.
yes. Have you ever consumed so much alcohol that you passed out?
I have not. I'm really good about like being a responsible drinker, even when I was an irresponsible drinker. But I did once make the conscious choice of, after a long night of drinking, and I was like at my friend's house at a party, that I was going to sleep on her kitchen floor because it was nice and cold. And there is a photo of me sleeping on her kitchen floor, but I didn't pass out. It was a choice. I was drunk though.
That's commitment. I love it. You got it.
It was hot in there. It was a cold floor. I needed it.
I love it. All right. Miss Tina, I want to tidy this question up and then we'll get on to Miss Jen for the next segment.
All right, here we go. Demi, what are 3 items you might purchase at the grocery store to get strange looks from the cashier?
Pepto-Bismol, Imodium, and a cheesecake.
That's a great combination.
I feel like maybe you've done that before.
You girls got some tummy problems all the time, so that Pepto is like in hand reach at most times of the day.
Angela, real quick, anybody we want to say hello to real quick?
Yes. Julie Picks Photography and Lamont Gray.
Hello, welcome in. Okay, Jen, you're taking the wheel.
Okay. So everyone has someone who's left a lasting imprint on their path. And for you, that person is Mel Brooks. In what ways has he shaped your perspective or influenced the way you tell stories and connect with others?
I mean, he is my absolute hero, and I had the pleasure of sort of meeting him. I went to his live show at Radio City, and I got his autograph on my poster that I bought at the show, and I have a picture of him at the stage door, like signing it, and I can't believe I have it. He's 99 years old now, everybody, so I'm not going to be well when the day happens. I'm just letting you all know that. And the thing is about Mel is that he really always knows the way to do comedy. He gets it right every time. There's no miss in anything I've ever seen him do, and he knows the timing, and he knows he knows what's going to work. He doesn't ever really cheap out on anything. He is so clever. And his like specialty is doing parodies, right? And like Young Frankenstein is like a parody of Frankenstein, or like Blazing Saddles is a parody of old Western movies. And I didn't mention this before, but I've always been interested in comedy, and I did do some time at like Upright Citizens Brigade, and I did some like sketch comedy, and I've always I always loved that part of my life where like I was like, I remember being like a kid and like turning on Comedy Central and watching like the stand-ups in the morning, you know what I mean? Like that was my everything. But Mel specifically, it was just I just really connected with the humor. We're very similar. He reminds me a lot of my grandpa, like an old Brooklynite, and it was just like the kind of comedy I grew up in my own house, right? So I resonated with that, and then just I watched everything he's probably ever done, and it's made me like realize as when I'm doing my own videos or when I'm doing like anything, I'm not saying like I'm performing, but like there is a level of like, you want to make it entertaining. And so like you're still like, I'm not trying to be funny. I think I'm like have just like a natural like quality, right? But I think I have like taken everything that he's done and like molded it in my brain so much that it's just become like a natural like
flow for
me. Like I'm just like I am like just like an old Jewish man, and my husband calls me that all the time too, and I love that because like I grew up with my grandpa, like with my mom and my grandparents like raised me, and so I love being able to like kind of bring that part into like my own life and my own work, because it's something that maybe is not seen as much anymore, and it's so special and so fun. And I don't think I'd be the same person if I didn't had Mel Brooks to watch growing up.
What a great person.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, Jen, where are we going?
Very cool. I want to switch topics for a second to one that I am passionate about, and it is Disney bounding. It's so much fun and an expressive way to honor the characters that we love. Creative, personal, and really connects us to the magic. I know you've Disney bounded as Mirabelle on the Disney Wish, which looked incredible. Can you share what experience was like for you, and what Disney bounding means to you personally?
Yeah, it was actually at 1900 Park Fair. I did do the Disney Wish though. I did 12 videos on the Disney Wish. So go watch all of those videos, individual dining reviews, ship tour, room tour, daily vlogs. Go watch that. But I went for the opening of 1900 Park Fair, and they changed out the characters and from what they used to be. And Mirabelle is one of them. And like at the time, I actually still never met Mirabelle because she was been a character at that point for like a year in the parks. And I just never had the time. And I know I'm wearing my headphones, but like I have curly hair, and so like it's really hard for me to like I don't like look like anybody. Like if you like, you could look at a blonde person with straight hair, and she could be, a number of people in Disney, right? But like I felt like Mirabelle is like the closest thing. I remember when the movie came out, I was like, oh my god, like somebody that kind of like I'm here for the curly queens. Like we don't get the representation. Like I always think of the Disney movie A Princess Diaries, and like they took her hair and they straightened it instead of just, making it curly. And I'll never forgive them for that. Cause she clearly had curly hair and just made it that like curls were like a problem. And, and so I Disney bounded as her, and I met her, and it was like one of the most special moments because like she like clearly like I looked like her, and I went to the park afterwards, and I was getting so many looks from kids. Like I think they thought I was her. It was just really special. Like we twirled together, and when like I love when characters recognize that you're bounding because they know that like they love that character so much, and they want to make sure that that character interaction is really special. And it's one of the top memories I will ever have at Disney and with characters. She spent so much time with me. Like I could cry thinking about it because it was just really, really lovely. And I know like people maybe like, think it's like funny if like an adult wants to meet like a character. Like I don't care. I love them. And I love being able to express that I don't do a lot of bounding because but like I did do some when I went to Japan. I went to the opening of Fantasy Springs at Tokyo Disney Sea this past June. It was amazing. And I, and those the characters that are in there, Rapunzel and Peter Pan and Frozen. So I did like a very like Rapunzel bound that you wouldn't even really notice. It was really subtle. I was like in a lavender dress. I had a brooch of a like Pascal basically, but it was like a sparkly one. And I had like the sun earrings. And then I did Peter Pan the next day where I was like in a green dress and red feather earrings and a Tinkerbell brooch. Like, I love just being able to even it's just like a little bit, like just like to show like, even if it's so subtle, like it just makes it feel more special.
Love it.
I love that. I love that so much. I love Disney bounding. I think it's amazing. I think it's great. So thanks for sharing that with us. Angela, have we had any new friends join us?
We haven't had any new friends join us, but I would like to say hi to all the Ninja Watchers that are out there silently watching.
Great call out. Thank you.
Yep, love that.
All right, where are we going, Jen?
We're going to Tina.
Miss Tina.
Hello. Okay, so, Miss Dummy, the community surrounding the social media for Magical Hijinx, I'm losing my voice, I'm sorry, seems to play a big role in what you create. From the support to the feedback and everything in between. How has your community influenced your creative process, and in what ways do they inspire the content you share?
I think that the community that I've built is the most important thing to me, and I have learned so much. So I am from New York, and when I started this channel, I went in thinking like, like with my New York brain. Like I remember the first time, like even before my channel, and I went to Epcot for the first time with my husband, and he was like, I feel like I don't even ever have to come back to Epcot. We have all of this in New York, like going around all the countries, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what I kind of like realized, and I know it sounds like dumb that like I didn't realize this, but like what you don't understand is New York is a really huge and special place, and we don't realize because we are in a bubble, and I didn't get to travel that much when I was younger. So the thing that I've learned the most is that like, even though maybe we have it here, so many people don't have certain things. So like, for example, I criticize like the China Pavilion. I just did like my ranking of World Showcase and on YouTube, so you can go check that out. And I still give my reasons of where I rank China. And I really I grew up in Flushing, right? And right downtown is Chinatown, like real authentic Chinatown. And I go to China in Epcot, and it's like Panda Express and PF Chang's. And the whole point of Epcot is that it should be, you're learning about the country, so it should be authentic. Right. And that is still my criticism about it. But what I've learned is that some people don't even have PF Chang's. Some people don't even have, Panda Express. Like they don't have regular, just like Chinese places that you can call and get yourself, like some General Tso's one night. And, it really like opened my eyes to like, oh my gosh, like there's just so much, this country is so big. And then there's so many people that come from outside of the country that come here and they don't have certain things, and that was like the biggest one. So like I'm really focused a lot on now of like making sure like when I'm doing my content, when I'm trying to show, is like maybe that's obvious to me, maybe it's even obvious to you, but maybe it's not obvious to somebody else. And then the biggest one is that I don't have kids. And I've learned so much from people who have kids. Like it's so different. Like I remember once I was doing a hotel tour, and somebody commented, I really like this place, but unfortunately I can't go back because when my daughter tried to nap during the day, the curtains just didn't close enough that there was just too much light. And so now every video, and I've always showed the curtains too, but like every video I like point out, like, see, this is how much light's coming out. I can't get it closer than that. And it just made me realize of like things of, I would never even think about, like, I would never think about that at all. Right. And that's what I love the most. And, it's really great when people are, sharing this information with me. I really love comments. I comment back on everything because I really think it's important. And I really love to hear people's experiences. And I say this in every video, and I mean this, I say, it not just helps me, but other people planning their trips. And it's 100% true. If you guys are watching anything on YouTube and it's something that like you've experienced, write your comments down, because like, just because like I had one experience, somebody could have had another one, someone had a totally other one. And as much information as we can gather about a certain topic, it's going to help people in the future.
Love it. That's awesome.
That's awesome.
All right. Tina, where are we going?
My next question. So I've heard you have a pretty unique ritual or routine when it comes to how some of your best ideas come to you. Could you elaborate on that for a minute? Because I'd love to hear how the creative spark works for you.
That's such a funny way of putting it. My best ideas, and so I have ADHD. I have to point that out. I have ADHD. I wasn't diagnosed until like I was like 27 years old, and having my diagnosis has changed my life. However, I still do things that are very like ADHD, which is I work best at night. So when it's like really quiet and like I'm kind of tired and I can focus, right? But the thing that happens the most is like my husband's passed out, and like I'm literally like could be in bed, and I probably am in bed, but I'm up for hours and hours and hours, and I'm coming up with, all of a sudden I get like ideas, like I'm trying to fall asleep, then I get ideas and I write it down, and then I end up like I'm doing research on a thing all of a sudden. I'm prepping emails to send in the morning because I know people don't like getting emails at 3 a.m. And it's just like it's really hard for me to sometimes fall asleep. So like I really try my best to do, like, people want like strategy videos of me all the time, and it's like it's so hard for me to rope drop you guys because I really try to go to bed as early as I can, but a lot of times like it's like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, and I don't mean to. I try my best, so I'm trying to be better about it. But I get those ideas. A lot of times it's like things I need to buy, like outfits, planning, and like things like that, and it's just but like I love it. And it's like, so another thing is like I because I do stay up all night, one of the things that I really am proud of the channel and why it's grown is like if there's like an event like a food and wine or like festival or like not necessarily there's like an event that I'm covering, I work through the entire night and I get it out as early as possible in the morning so that people can have that information as soon as possible. And people are like, how do you stay up all night? I'm like, ADHD, guys. ADHD.
Yep.
Not wrong. That neurospicy brain. Oh boy, does it get it.
Oh yeah. The neurospicy brain is so good.
All right, Miss Minter, we're almost coming up here to the back part of the interviews. How about you enlighten us a little bit with a couple of your thoughts?
Okay, so Disney has a way of creating unforgettable moments, especially with family. Thinking back to 2023, I was made aware that there was a particular memory from that trip that truly touched your heart and reminded you why Disney magic means so much. Would you be kind enough to share this memorable time with us?
Yeah, so I took my family to Disney. So it wasn't a work trip. I wasn't filming. I went with my aunt and my uncle, my cousin, his wife, and their 2 kids. And I'm very close with them, you know, and especially the 2 girls. And at the time, the girls were 4.5 and 1.5. And it was the first time I was there with kids. And I just want to say, if you ever think that 4.5 and 1.5 or even younger is too young, don't take them as soon as you can, because the magic that I saw in their eyes was something that like you can't make up. It was so special. And then what I was doing was I was taking video of the entire trip so that I could make like a trip video so that they have forever. And it came out so great. And we watch it all the time. And I can't believe it's been 2 years, and it like hurts my heart. And I'm going to say, and this is why I say that, because now the older one is 6.5, and we were watching it the other night, and she broke my heart. She said something about a character and that the character wasn't real. And I was like, no, that's not true. It's not. She was like, there's a person in a costume. And I said, no, it's not. There's only in Disney where it's like you have enough Disney magic that they come to life. And at 6.5, she said that to me. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, 6.5 is so young. Why are you thinking like this already? And
Kids,
like,
kids
I'm
in
just,
school.
yeah. And of course it's kids in school. And it just broke my heart. So I'm so thankful that we took her at 4.5 so that, because her favorite thing actually was the character. She didn't even know half the characters. And she had her autograph book. She didn't even say a word to them. She would just walk up and just be like, book, like just sign.
Look.
That was her favorite thing to do, was meet the characters. Like her best day was actually Epcot because they have so many characters there. And most people are busy like eating and drinking and doing rides, that the character meet and greets in Epcot are pretty short. That's a hot tip for everybody. And, it was just, it was so special. And like the baby, who's not even a baby anymore, and it makes me cry. She's like 3.5. I can't. They need to stop growing. I hate it. She loved everything. And because there's so many rides that are non-height requirement, I actually did years ago all the rides with no height requirement on my channel. And she would clap her hands. Like she loved Mickey Minnie's Runaway Railway. We went on it twice because she loved it. She loved everything. Like they were like perfect children during the trip too. Like it was really, we got really lucky. Like the older one had like one tantrum, and it was quick and it was fine. And I think it was because she finally met Elsa, which was kind of like the basis of the trip. And I think as soon as she left the building, we were still in Summer House, like the room right after. And she just like, I think she just like was so overcome with emotion that it just came into her. But it was like, you couldn't make up a better trip. Like they did everything, and they behaved so well, and they loved everything. And
It's a great memory.
it was, and I learned a lot about having kids in Disney. Like we had a stroller. I learned all about stroller culture. Like you can see it, but like when you experience it, oh my gosh, it is crazy. And I learned so much from that trip that it stuck with me, and it's in my videos. And and I'm going to treasure it forever. And I'm just grateful that I was smart enough to make a video to have forever.
It's a great treasure to have I love that. You can hear the passion in telling the story. And of course, obviously, all of us that have kids can feel that. So that's awesome. Angela, we had one more thought you want to go to, right?
Yeah, I just want to switch gears just for a second. So as a Disney foodie myself, I love food is amazing. I have to ask this. Your snack and food reviews are a big part of your content across your channel and social media. Can you talk about the role they play in connecting with your audience? And is there one iconic treat you haven't covered that you're dying to try?
Oh my gosh. Well, I love snacks and food, obviously. But I loved covering them because I'm an honest reviewer. And I feel like, it's really important to show what's there and be honest, because this is expensive and not everything is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And as much as I want it to be amazing, and sometimes it is amazing, sometimes it's not. And it's really important for me to, be real with everyone and help them plan their trips. And food is the biggest one because, it's some of it is subjective, but that's why I kind of said it before. It's like, I know the difference of like something that is cooked well and not for me, and something that is not good. I know flavor. I know how to describe a dish. I know about like texture, mouthfeel, flavor, and how it's cooked. And if it's something that like I know I don't already like, I'm upfront about that. And I say, hey, I'm just letting you know, like this may not be for me. And then I try it, and I'm like, okay, this flavor is not for me, but it's there, and texture is great. So this might be for you. That one of the lines I say a lot is, not for you. It's here for you is one of the things I say a lot. It's here for you. And because I want to be as honest as I can, because it's really important. So, but is there one I haven't covered? It's, I've eaten so much Disney food, you guys, and snacks. Like it's really hard to,
cheeseburger, egg rolls.
Of course, multiple times.
I finally tried Frushi for the first time this last
and it was fine, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I said that in my my food and flower and garden video this year too. I said, I actually tried it last year for the first time, and I said I show all the stuff that I try. I try every booth. So, and I say, here's the deal with Frushi. It's fine. People really like go hype about it. Like it's fruit inside of rice. It looks really pretty.
Mhm.
It's
Pretty
not
simple.
bad. There's nothing wrong with it.
Right.
But it's not
Mhm.
like, oh my gosh, amazing. And
Yeah.
so yeah, I
Like,
try to like
I'm
yeah.
not going to go out of my way to get it again.
Yeah.
When I'm down there
But, you
broadcasting, I'm
know.
going to get Demi to come over and do that live right there.
But I think like I think the one thing I haven't, okay, it's a drink, but I haven't had it, and it's crazy that I haven't had it, is the violet sake. I'm like afraid to try it.
Oh, you got to try that.
I
Love it.
feel
So
like it's going to
good.
be really, really alcoholic, and that's why I haven't.
Mhm.
I actually am putting out a video tomorrow on drinking videos, and I say it's in one of the Disney parks. I won't say which one, so you have to wait. And I said, like, I know I cover a lot of snacks in here. You know, also when you do drinking videos, like they're so expensive, so it's hard to do that too. But because like I'm not like the biggest drinker, like that's also why too. So even in like drink videos that I've done and that I'm doing, like I'm gonna do a mix of alcoholic and non-alcoholic too, just for my own, like I can't my own sanity. So
I would
but
get 2 of the violet sake just in case you like the first one. That's what I would say. Go with that
Yeah.
way.
I like it, and I'm not a huge alcohol drinker
go with
either.
That's a good one.
Okay.
Yeah,
And it's
that's gonna
actually
be fun
really
to do.
good.
All right,
Great.
let's talk some channels real quick. Because we always ask our guests to highlight us with some people that they follow. Doesn't have to be Disney, can be Disney, can be out. We're just curious to share out some more magic. We're always trying to help others here. So, Jen, would you handle this for us tonight?
Yeah, of course. So tonight we're going to highlight 3 of Demi's channels. And the first one is Jen LaForge. The second one is Serena Ray. And the third one is We Do Travel Right. So Demi, why don't you go ahead and tell us what you love about the channel We Do Travel Right?
So We Do Travel Right. They're actually they're an agency, but the social media team is run by Kristen and Jesse, and they're 2 of my incredibly close friends, where I am literally with them all the time now. This past year, we figure out what we could do together. It's great because now I have people that I can like do videos with, and you know, we also like if there's something like they don't like we have like multiple opinions. So we do a lot of things together, but we're also friends, and it's so fun. And they just started their YouTube channel. They've been on social media for a long time, and they do incredible content, and I'm so excited that they are, you know, starting the YouTube journey, because I'm already doing it. They should be doing it too, right? So if I'm and they obviously do a lot of other things too besides just with me, but like they cover everything. They're like me, like we don't miss like an event. We are always on top of it, and they're really good at what they do. They're such great people. Jessie is like the sweetest person you will ever meet, and is just like adorable to watch. Like she'll take a bite and be like churro, and then like take a bite, and it's just like so cute. And then Kristen is from New Jersey, so that's all you really need to know. But she's brutally honest, in like the best way. She's very similar to me in that sense, and she's very funny. And so it's like a fun mix of like you get like the cutesy sweet Jessie, and then like the honest hilarious Kristen, and they're just such a joy to watch. So make sure to go subscribe to them, their little baby channel.
That sounds great. Now, what about Serena Ray?
So Serena Ray is such a wonderful human. We connected over Instagram because we both do curly stuff. She obviously has different texture hair than me, but we're talk about our curls constantly. And I was like, oh my gosh, curly queens. And we became very friendly, and I absolutely love her channel. She is just so genuine, and she's so fun. She could stream for hours. I don't know how she does it. She actually, you know, she took some time off, and she came back, and I'm just so happy that she's back and doing this, because I know she loves it. She loves being in the parks. That's her thing. It's like she just loves being there, and you can see that in everything she does. And just seeing it from her perspective is is so fun. And we've done videos together too on my channel, and I love like hanging out with her, and I just love I could talk to her forever, and she's just like a genuine human and a wonderful person. And I love her following is called Sunrays, so she's Serena Ray and her Sunrays, and it's so fun. Like she's just like such a blast, and just like such a like a light in all the dark.
Oh, I love that. Now, what about Jen LaForge?
So actually, Jen started a different channel. So Jen, this was her original channel, and I used to watch Jen before I even had a channel. She's like the OG. She's the GOAT, in my opinion, in Disney. Like talking, just she being in her house and just talking to the camera and talking to you. Like she's the best at that. And it's so fun to see her journey all these years. And she started doing this as like her next step in her life, and I learned so much from her about like DVC, because I never did that, I never do that, and like that was like her, like you can still find those videos on there. Like she was like, it was so interesting to hear from her perspective. And she has like 3 now fully grown sons, so she went through like all the Disney trip planning and how that, and I just never had that perspective of like I said I never understood like why people would do DVC, like why would you spend all this money, because I came from nothing and I lived with it was just me and my mom, right? But like I now understand like why people do it, and it was amazing. And she's now shifted to she stopped posting on her just Jen LaForge channel, and she's doing Joyful Living with Jen LaForge, where she's posting everything now, and it's like a mix of like her lifestyle stuff and still her trips and Disney stuff. And so it's just still fun to see her do all that stuff. And she's just such a like I just love her. Like when I say she's the GOAT, like she's the GOAT. Like you could just listen to her talk forever. I like,
That's awesome.
she's so comforting.
Cool.
She's just she knows what she's really confident in everything she does. And that's really, it's really great to see somebody that, especially someone, and it's not somebody who's like, not to age her or anything, but like to see somebody like that in that age group, like be in this space and be so confident and do such incredible work. And I know that she learned it her whole self. And I know she's built her whole channel, and she does like all of her little side businesses that revolve around it. It's like really incredible to see. And I've learned so much watching her, and she's the OG GOAT.
Go check her out. Jen's collaborations with Adam Hatton are hilarious, Dame Dystopia says. So there you go. Go check her out. Miss Tina, could you give me a quick recap of what we've had going on today?
I think I can do that for you guys. So tonight we had an amazing show. We got to sit down with our guest, and it was like opening a treasure storybook. Each chapter gave us a glimpse into her personality, her incredible creativity, her rich family background, and the deep, meaningful role Disney has played in her journey. Each chapter of tonight's conversation gave us a deeper look into her story, from the early days of launching her channel to the powerful influence of theater culture on her creative path, and how her social media presence now spans multiple platforms, touching audiences far and wide. This evening opened up a beautiful window into her world, highlighting the importance of Disney in her life, the joy and expression found in Disney bounding, and the powerful influence her community has had on her presence, and the unique creative rituals that fuel her imagination. As we move forward beyond this interview, we are all excited to see what's next. From delicious Disney food content to captivating recaps on her adventures around the parks worldwide, and her wide open opportunity in podcasting, to her impactful cruise reviews and all the magical hijinks that only Demi can deliver. I encourage everyone to leave a comment on today's show with your thoughts on the interview, and please make sure you are subscribed to Demi's channel and following all of her socials, and go check out that podcast. Highly encourage it.
I love it.
Angela?
Oh, nice.
Miss Minter? We got something going next week too, right?
First off, I'd like to also welcome in Corby Sinclair and next pal.
Hello. Welcome.
We are excited to welcome a well-known name in the community to the show next week. A beloved family-based channel that brings heart laughs, and realness to every stream. Our guest next week began as a New England-based channel sharing their love of Disney from afar. Since making the magical move to Florida, their content truly leveled up, capturing the magic in a whole new way. They proclaim that their channel features a little bit of everything from theme parks and live streams to cruising and thriving with autism, all wrapped up in one on the magical of life under the beautiful Florida sun. They've built a successful presence across social media from Facebook's X and Instagram to their growing YouTube channel, where they have gained over 3,500 subscribers and surpassed 500,000 channel views. Joining us next week on the Triple C Show is the matriarch and patriarch of behind the channel of Disney Nerd Herders, a beloved duo bringing Disney magic, heart, and community wherever they go.
Thank you. They are in the chat right now. Glad to see Nerd Herders in here. Looking forward to chatting with you guys next week. Thank you for supporting Demi here. As we close up, we always try to finish with a final thought, and then I do a quick thing to tie this all up into a bow. So we'll let our guests go first tonight, and then the ladies. Demi, final thought of the night. Just any final thought. It's your stage. Go ahead.
I just want to thank you guys so much for having me. This was so lovely. You are all wonderful humans that come together to do this show, and it's really meaningful to see so much support in this community that, you know, sometimes doesn't see this type of support, and it's really meaningful. And I'm just so grateful for everything you guys do. It's so special here, and I'm so glad to have been a part of it. And thank you to everyone who has subscribed and followed me on socials. You know, this is my life. This is my baby. I give my all to it. And you know, I really hope you follow and watch my videos, because I put everything I have into them, and it just means the world to me for you to be a part of that. And I'm so glad to be a part of this community as well.
Love it. Well said. Miss Minter?
Thanks for coming on tonight, Demi. It's been great getting to know you and hearing all your wonderful stories, from Disney to Broadway to just life in New York. And I hope to one day maybe run into you either in New York or down in the parks.
Absolutely.
And I hope to continue to see more of what you tend to bring. And if you finally do try the violet sake, which I highly recommend.
There you go.
When I finally try it, I will post it on Instagram stories, and I will tag everybody.
There you go. There you go. Tina? Thank you, Angel.
You know, again, I say every week, it is a privilege and an honor to be able to sit here and hang out with my peers and interview amazing guests such as yourself. So you are an absolute delight, Demi. I love your name. I love your look. Curly hair. Mine has gone flat over the years, but love it. Absolutely love it. I have 2 daughters with curly hair, and I'll support it to the day is long. And ADHD brains unite. I will say that.
There you go.
But it's been just an absolute pleasure to be able to sit here with you tonight. You are a breath of fresh air. So thank
Love
you. And
Thank you.
Yes.
be kind to everyone, because you do not know who's going through a battle that you know nothing about. I have to cap it off with that.
Thank you for saying that.
Amen.
Thank you. And I love your accent so much.
Oh,
Thanks.
Lord, we're never going to hear the end of that. Jen?
Oh boy. Well, Demi, I just want to say thank you for joining us on the show, for us to be able to get to know you. And I think it's exciting when we have new creators on that we can see Disney through your eyes. And I know I'm excited to go back and listen to your podcast and watch your videos. And I'm sure a lot of our viewers today are feeling the same way. So thank you for sharing all of that with us, and look forward to seeing you down in the parks.
Awesome.
Me too.
Well said. All right, let me tidy this thing all up in a bow. First, want to remind you to check out all of our suggested videos today, courtesy of our guests tonight. They are amazing people and bring a lot of the magic. We are excited about next week with the Nerd Herders. They are absolutely fantastic. We love them. You can find our guest over on social media here, right here on YouTube. Many of you have been subscribing. She's up over 22K now. Find her on Instagram as well. Keep track of everything going on in her food reviews. TikTok, 70,000+ people. Can't be wrong. Go over and check out everything that's going on over there. Facebook, Demi's working on building a Facebook presence as well. If you want to find everything going on with Demi, she does have a link tree. You can go over there and click and stay with everything that's going on. And of course, her podcast that we talked about on all podcast formats, Park Peeps Podcast, is amazing. Wanted to say a huge thank you to our guests tonight for being here. Want to remind everybody to check out the Triple C, our chaotic chat Instagram, where we keep you up to date on everything going on there. Make sure you're following there. And a reminder that all of our shows are now available on the podcast format right here on YouTube. Click the podcast link. It'll take you right in. You can listen to all of these shows whenever you're at home going that on. Demi, I want to also say thank you to you for taking a chance when some weirdo or some guy or some girl or some person you don't know at the parks comes walking up to you. All of us, it's uneasy because you never know where they're going or what their agenda is. Sometimes we worry that it's always something else under the attire. With me, I'm pretty much straight like a book, and I appreciate you taking the time because it allowed these ladies and you to have an amazing interview on our channel tonight. So please, everybody, make sure you're following Demi and keeping up with her. The energy over there, what you see on here tonight is what you're going to get over there. So, and I'm telling you, when you hit 100K, I want to be one of the first people you text and say, yep, you were one of the people that told me that. So
You're the first person I'm going to text.
There you go. That's fucking well. Final thing is, I want to say huge thank to Jen. She put a ton of hours and ton of work in to the new opening of the show and the closing of the show. So thank you, Jen, for that. Ladies and gentlemen, I will be live tonight at 10:45, where I am going to put ketchup in my belly button and have fries. 10:45 right here on the show.
No.
You don't want to miss Disney Dialogues. You want to be here. 10:45. It's going to be absolutely ridiculous.
Insomniac.
You got a smile that makes the sun rise. You make it shine, but I can see that